गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। हरि ओम। We will read verse number 29 and then verse number 30th. सत्यास्थितिर्नाहमुदेति यत्र तच्चोदयस्थानगवेषणेन विना न नश्येद्यदि तन्न नश्येत् स्वात्मैक्यरूपा कथमस्तु निष्ठा। कूपे यथा गाढजले तथान्तः निमज्ज्य बुद्ध्या शितया नितान्तं। प्राणं च वाचं च नियम्य चिन्वन् विन्दे निजाहङ्कृतिमूलरूपम्। Once again. कूपे यथा गाढजले तथान्तः निमज्ज्य बुद्ध्या शितया नितान्तं। प्राणं च वाचं च नियम्य चिन्वन् विन्दे निजाहङ्कृतिमूलरूपम्। ओम नमो भगवते रमणाय। Having said about true state of being in the verse number 29, now in this verse number 30th, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi explained the process of meditation with an illustration, with an example. First, we will see what is that example through which he explained the entire meditation process. He says, Koope yatha gadha jale. Koope means well. There is a well, and in that well, deep water is there. Gadha jale. And in that well, one precious jewel has been fallen. Now people want to retrieve that. Now it is in the well and very difficult to see it. From top you cannot see because so much of water is there and so deep it is. So that jewel is slipped into that well. Now how that can be retrieved? That is the question. So we see that there are some divers. They dive deep and they can find out, they can locate that object which was lost, and then they bring it out and get it. So to get that lost thing, one must know swimming. This is the first condition. One who doesn't know swimming, he will be drowned. So another person will go there to find him. So first thing is he should be a good swimmer. Second point is he must know that object which has to be retrieved. he should have full idea about that jewel or ornament or whatever is that. The color or size or shape, at least some idea he must have. Then only he can get it. Third point, he should be healthy and able to swim for long time, because it is not easy to get that object in one attempt. Again and again he will have to jump into that well, and he has to search for that. So one must have good health, otherwise he cannot do that. So healthy body, then knowledge about that object, then he should know the art of swimming. And fourth thing is, he should not talk. That's why it is said, pranam cha vacham cha niyamya chinvan. He should not open his mouth. All water will enter into it, and he will swallow so much of water and he may die. Therefore, he should keep his mouth shut. He should not open his mouth. Then fourth thing or fifth thing, pranam cha niyamya. He should have good control over his breath, because he has to swim under the water. Then he should be able to breathe. Once he must come out, then he should breathe, and again he should go deep into that water. So he should have good control over that breathing, pranam. Then he should have good concentration. His mind should be focused on that object only, because under the water he may see so many things. Some pebbles may be there, some other garbage may be there. So many things he can see. But he has to fix his attention only on that object. He should not be diverted by that or distracted by that. He should know that what he is searching. So focused effort should be there. This is the one condition which is very, very important. Then only he can retrieve it. That's why it is said, nimajja buddhya shitaya nitantam. Like that swimmer, if we want to retrieve our true nature, by ignorance, because of ignorance, we have no idea what is my true nature. So as though we have lost our true nature, we are unaware of our true nature. Now to get it, one must dive deep into the mind. He will have to turn his attention from object to subject. Then only he can see that from where this ego is rising. Nija ahankruti moola roopam. Whether ego is a real thing or the cause of ego or the substratum of ego is real thing. If he has to inquire that and he has to understand the truth behind this ego, first condition is he must turn his attention from worldly object to the inner subject. See, outside there is an ocean of object. So many objects are there. Vishaya Sagar. Then when he turned his attention to his mind, then in the mind he finds that there is a Vichar Sagar. Means innumerable thoughts are there. Like how waves are rising and we cannot count them. Every moment hundreds and thousands of waves are rising and falling. Same way in the mind also. Every moment so many thoughts are rising, falling, coming, going. So it is Vichar Sagar. Now, if I want to know that what is the cause of ego or what is my true nature, then I will have to meditate on my mind and then go deep into that mind. And when I transcend my mind and go beyond mind, then I will find another ocean. And that is ocean of bliss. Ananda Sagar. So outside there is a Vishaya Sagar. Then in the mind Vichar Sagar. And deep down there is a Ananda Sagar. There is no, what to say, agitation. There is no disturbance. Like how we go deep into the sea, then there is no disturbance of any waves there. It is only superficial. On the top, you will see that sea is very rough and very restless. Same way, at mind level, when we see ourselves, there are so many disturbances. Desires, anger, jealousy, egos, hundreds of things are there which are problematic. And however much you try to fix it, you cannot. So we will have to go beyond mind. And here beyond mind means beyond ego. The moment ego rises, everything rises. That's why he says, Vinde nijaham kruti moola rupam. Like how that swimmer went into that well, focused his attention on that object, and he did not talk anything, he didn't see anything. Straightway he went into that object and then got it. Maybe 2, 3, 4 attempts he needed, but finally he got it. Same way in meditation also, we don't get success in the very first attempt or in very few days. Consistent effort is needed. With lot of patience and lot of enthusiasm, we have to try and try and try. Then only we succeed in our endeavor. In meditation, like here in that example, we have seen that he is not talking, he is not looking any other thing. Same way in meditation, all sense organs, they stop their activity. That is called pratyahar. They are sitting in their counters only. They are not going away, going out. They are quiet. They are shant. They are not disturbing that mind. You cannot see so many things and then meditate. You cannot listen and then meditate. Both these things cannot possible. That's why Maharishi Patanjali says, before samadhi, you have to do pratyahar. Turning away the attention of all sense organs from object to the mind. Yadahi nendriyartheshu na karmasu anushajjate. When these sense organs, they don't disturb that mind. No, I want this, I want that. They are well within control. So here one word is given, Vacham cha niyam. Vacham represent all sense organs. Vacham is speech. So in meditation we are not seeing anything, we are not listening anything, we are not talking, we are not eating. So all these things are niyamya, controlled. Then in that illustration we saw that swimmer must know what is that object. He should have some information about that object which has been lost. So a jewel is there, or some ornament is there, some ring is there. He should know, other people will tell him that, my ring has been fallen, or this ornament has, slipped into that well. He should know. Same way, in Vedanta also, I must have some idea about self, about Atma. That's why they say, you must listen, Shravanam. Then at third stage, Nididhyasan comes, meditation comes. So I must have some idea what is Sat, what is Chit, what is a substratum, what is attributeless consciousness. He must have some idea. Nirguna, Nirakar, Niranjan, Nirvikar, all these words are there. He should know the meaning of that. Then only he can contemplate and he can search for that. Oh, this is called Nirakar Atma. This is called true existence. This is called bliss. If he doesn't know what is the nature of that Atma, then how he can get it? Or how he can inquire or search it? That's why it is said, Nimajja buddhya shitaya nitantam. By sharp, extremely sharp intellect, he must, go within. He must try to see. That's why in Kathopanishad it is said, Drushyate tu agraya, sukshmaya, sukshmadarshi. Atman can be seen by those people who have got subtle intellect, sharp intellect, and pure intellect. Sukshmata should be there, Shuddhi should be there, purity should be there, subtlety should be there. Then only I can understand. So, Nimajja buddhya shitaya nitantam, extremely sharp nitantam. And with such intellect, with such mind, when I go within and search for the origin of ego, because ego is what? I thought. I am. So just see from where it is rising. We don't have to do anything. We have to just focus our attention on this I thought. So, Vinde Nija Ahankruti Mula Rupam. That person will reach to that origin of ego if he go within, if he go inward. It is called Antarmukhi. They say Antarmukhi Sada Sukhi and Bahirmukhi Mahadukhi. One who is extrovert, he experiences lots and lots of sorrow, so many problems. But when that person go within, there is no disturbance, only bliss is there, only Ananda is there. So, the root of ego is this Atma. Atma means self or consciousness. So in this way, in this meditation, our whole effort is to go within and understand that what is the real nature of this jiva, Constantly we say I, but what is real I? Actually, very few people feel the need of, search, that we should search for, truth. Very few jigyasu are there. Therefore, they say, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddha. That's why, see, many people, they listen to these talks, but very few people meditate. For meditation, you need a lot of vairagya also, dispassion, and purity of mind. Because impure mind is extrovert. Pure mind only can go within. It can become inward. Otherwise, impure mind is so restless. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. As Arjuna said in 6th chapter. So if I have purity of mind, means all nice good thoughts are there, sattvic thoughts are there, the natural impact of such thought will be, he will not demand to go out. This mind will be happy, remaining in the self. Sattva gun, the nature of sattva is to become peaceful, and sign of sattva gun is jijnasa, the desire to know the truth. So he is not interested now in outer world. Like that swimmer, he doesn't want to see any other thing. He is focused on that jewel only. Same way, this jewel of Atma, if we have to get it, we will have to practice this meditation. Even for 10 minutes is good enough, to start with. Then slowly we should increase the length of this meditation. So in this way, with this beautiful illustration, process of meditation has been indicated. If you want to know the details of all this, the whole process and posture and all that, so 6th chapter is the best chapter, where we get all the information related to this meditation. And Pujya Guruji also has written one small booklet, Dhyana Swarupa. There also he guides very well that what is meditation. Swarupasya sahajam bhanam, effortless awareness of self is meditation. I am, this awareness is there. Remove all the conditioning. Remove all these, layers of personality, and then see, who am I? So in meditation we can do that. In Vyavahar, when we transact in this world, then our whole attention is, in the outside object or person. But in meditation we are free from all external things. So we can go within. It's the best time to introspect and to see ourselves. So in this way, meditation has been pointed out. Now, he says in the next verse, what are the types of thoughts one should entertain during contemplation? Because when we sit for contemplation, various types of thoughts come, which we never, imagine such thought comes. 10 years back, 20 years back, something happened that I suddenly remember. Or future plans, we make future plans. So here he is telling us that exactly what we should think in meditation. Because many people, they sit, they close their eyes, but they don't know what to do in meditation. They bring one nice asana also. They make special room also. Meditation room. All facilities are there, supporting facility for meditation. But exactly what I must do in that meditation, people don't know. That's why they say, we don't enjoy meditation. We feel we are wasting our time only. Some random thoughts are coming and I am traveling with them, that's all. And after half an hour, only frustration is there. So therefore, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi talks about which type of thought one must entertain. One must become silent, mauna, and then quietly we should go within. Now that has been pointed out here, that we will read, but the meaning we will see in the next class. Maune namajjan manasa swamula charchaiva satyatma vicharanam syat esho hametanna mama swarupam iti prama satya vicharanangam iti prama satya vicharanangam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.